A final plea from Gaza, 52,000 lives lost and a cry against annihilation. As the world watches in silence, Dr. Munir al-Bursh, a Palestinian journalist and director in Gaza, has issued a desperate farewell. Only a few hours remain, and Gaza will be wiped off the face of existence. You will only find us in paradise. Gaza is breathing its last breath. We waited for your help for so long. Goodbye. His words, echoing across a decimated landscape, come amid reports of over 52,000 Palestinians killed, a death toll surpassing modern conflicts, with scholars and human rights advocates now invoking terms like genocide and ethnic erasure to describe the catastrophe. A humanitarian holocaust unfolding. For 17 years, Gaza's 2.3 million people have endured a medieval siege, cut off from food, water, medicine, and electricity. Today, indiscriminate bombardment has turned neighborhoods into mass graves. Hospitals lie in ruins, schools sheltering displaced families are reduced to rubble, and entire bloodlines have been extinguished. The term Holocaust, defined as destruction on a mass scale, has been invoked by historians and survivors to describe the systematic dismantling of Palestinian life. Yet, unlike historical atrocities memorialized by the world, Gaza's suffering is met with political indifference and complicity. The death toll, now exceeding 52,000, includes over 18,000 children, a number so staggering it eclipses annual global child casualties in war zones. Thousands more remain buried under debris, their bodies unrecovered. The International Court of Justice, ICJ, in its January 2024 ruling, warned of plausible genocide, citing Israel's blockade on aid, targeted destruction of healthcare infrastructure, and explicit statements by officials dehumanizing Palestinians. Gaza's right to exist under international law. The Palestinian right to self-determination, enshrined in Article 1 of the UN Charter, has been systematically violated through decades of occupation, illegal settlements, and apartheid policies. Under the Fourth Geneva Convention, the deliberate starvation of civilians, forced displacement, and collective punishment are unequivocal war crimes. Yet, Israel's allies, armed with billions in military aid, continue to veto ceasefire resolutions and shield perpetrators from accountability. Dr. al-Bursh's cry, "We waited for your help," is a damning indictment of this global betrayal. Gaza's people are not casualties of a conflict, but victims of a calculated campaign to erase their identity, land, and future. The world's moral collapse. The international community's failure to act mirrors the darkest chapters of history. While governments debate semantics, Palestinians document their own annihilation, parents filming final messages beside their children's bodies, doctors operating without anesthesia, and journalists broadcasting their own executions. Social media platforms, the last window into Gaza, have censored hashtags like #GazaGenocide, while Western media outlets sanitize headlines with terms like clashes and conflict. Meanwhile, the UN Security Council remains paralyzed. The United States and European nations, while invoking human rights elsewhere, continue supplying weapons used to slaughter civilians. This hypocrisy has normalized the unthinkable, a 21st-century Holocaust, live-streamed and ignored. A call to defend humanity. Dr. al-Bursh's farewell, "You will only find us in paradise," is not resignation but resistance. It is a demand that Gaza's story outlive its people. Palestinians refuse to be erased, even as their cemeteries overflow and their history is rewritten by occupiers. The world must choose: will it uphold international law, or will it enable genocide? Immediate steps are non-negotiable. Enforce an arms embargo on Israel. Sanction apartheid policies and demand an end to occupation. Prosecute war criminals at the International Criminal Court. Recognize Palestine as a sovereign state, with rights to dignity and return. Gaza's last breaths are a test of humanity's conscience. History will not forgive those who looked away. Sources: UNOCHA, Euromed Human Rights Monitor, ICJ Rulings, Gaza Health Ministry, 2024. Note: the term Holocaust is used here in its broader definition of mass destruction, reflecting testimonies from Palestinian survivors and scholars. Legal determinations of genocide remain pending at international courts.